Welcome back to another warm-up show with the hockey coach, Guru Coach Franchise, directly for the beautiful country of Thailand. We have to go all the way to find our co-host, sit somewhere around the Toronto area. Mr. ENORTAP is back.
Hello, Coach. Hello, Hockey Nation. Happy Friday, March 17th to everybody.
Happy St. Patrick Day, Mr. ENORTAP. On the March.
St. Patty's. Luck of the Irish.
I didn't see any green here in Thailand, Mr. ENORTAP.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good.
I don't know what's going on here. Completely, nobody know about that. By the way, I met Norway guy yesterday, and they have no clue about St. Patrick really here. So really interesting. Really interesting about St. Patrick. So
yeah.
I did not celebrate St. Patrick. Maybe celebrate something else, but that's happening, Mr. ENORTAP. And on Friday, great March 17, only 4 games on the program. I'm going to review the 11 game, couple of news around the Montreal Canadiens. And then we're going to talk about the different news, Buffalo Sabres, ALC, Arizona, and a little bit quick review of what happened last night and during the 11 game. A couple of shocking again last night. And then finally going to check up for the 4 game tonight. And someone go to the jail and someone go to the boss, Mr. ENORTAP. So we have 2 directions. So someone will be there for the weekend. Not a good news. And then we'll see you again in the next Monday. And we're going to attack the last 3 weeks
of the season,
Mr. ENORTAP, very quickly. And we want to mention everybody, they have no playoff warm-up show during the playoff. Not so we're not going to pop up sometime, but going to maybe more like during the first round where you have a lot of games, Mr. ENORTAP. But otherwise, we're going to do an NHL bracket challenge, Mr. ENORTAP, for the warm-up show
Sounds good.
For the rest of the year. So I think it will be more appropriate for everybody that way, because it's become, remember last year, Mr. ENORTAP, like 1 game or 2 games at the end, it was just too hard to run everything, right? So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that would be the right way to do that. But first of all, Mr. ENORTAP, we're going to welcome Mr. Gary, the Road Runner, is in the house.
Welcome, Gary.
Steve G, welcome back in the house.
How's it going, Steve?
Smiling with another W for the Colorado Avalanche last night. Ron with Kings, Mr. ENORTAP. Welcome back, Ron, the moderator of the Hockey Nation Show. Hopefully an amazing, great afternoon in Utah.
Hey, Ron. Welcome.
From Finland, with all the octopussy somewhere somehow, Mr. Jarmo Vartanen is in the house.
Moi, Jarmo.
The Captain Kirk, Mr. ENORTAP, just knocked the door. He is the winner of the great evening last night with a great performance in 9-2, Mr. Ryan Kirk. Congratulations.
Way to go, Ryan. You're the man.
What about RJ Calabro, Mr. ENORTAP, the update guy?
Welcome,
in
RJ.
The house. Directement de la belle province de Nouveau-Brunswick, New Brunswick, Mr. Yann Gionnet is in the house, Mr. ENORTAP. Yann.
Welcome, Yann.
If I don't know what is mean, like they're not too well. There we go. William McClary knocked the door, Mr. ENORTAP. William McClary.
How's it going, William?
It's just an excuse to drink. You're absolute about that, Steve. It's another excuse. I would say not just an excuse. It's another excuse. Look, I have many St. Patrick Days during the year for many people, but there's a word to say that about that. Did you see the beautiful save from Tarasov on Anderson? I did not see that one, Mr. ENORTAP, but no. I see an amazing, great save of the Johansson last night again. Claude Giroux, if I can recall it. I believe it was Claude Giroux at the end of the game. Unbelievable. This is maybe one of the saves of the year about that one over there. Claude Richard, notre ami Claude Richard, directement de Ottawa. Welcome back, Claude Richard.
Bonsoir, Claude.
Our friend Rob G, Mr. Atab, the New Calendars, is back with us. The first time we saw it this week, I believe. Hopefully,
Welcome,
doing
Rob.
well. Rob, you have an amazing, great weeks so far. Rank Cook, Gerald to the boss. Here we go. That's the way to do that. Task is show to us, Mr. Ryan, Captain Cook. You have always a new day the next day, and that's to prove it again to us tonight.
Jail to the bus. That's the way to go, though.
103 years ago. That's about like Danny was almost born at that time, but that's not the subject. Today, Montreal beat Quebec 16-3, Mr. Tap. Another piece of the less information about that. Yeah, but part of the game. That's what we build at the Hockey National Show. And the initial
It's
stats
good to
after
know.
that, I'm going to give you a little bit happening last night between Montreal and the Fleurs Panthers and the number. We have Mr. Melissa for Detroit, Mr. Natat. Welcome back.
Welcome, Melissa.
And seven member from Sweden, Mr. Natat, knocked the door. Welcome back, Mr. Stefan. He's hopefully an amazing, great evening and ready for your weekend.
How's it going, Stefan?
That's something you have to really realize that, Mr. Natat. Slowly, the Legend Kings are doing right now really well since the trade deadline, and nobody talked too much about that. We know they are the result, but it's not like
I
they
know.
are really we talk more about other team compared to them, and slowly they're doing their own job with the consistency. I don't know how much they are, like what 11-2, something like that after the trade deadline,
They're
something. So
Yeah, but they're 8-1-1 in their last 10 games. Yeah.
here you go. So that's probably exactly what happening for them, Mr. Tap. I would get the phone, but I saw in a tap at the King game again last night. Here we go. In a tap, there's the game last night. And I thought go anywhere, Mr. Tap. That's the great thing about this.
I watch them all. I watch them all.
Here we go. That's
I'm a
happening.
hockey junkie.
Finland and Sweden playoff hockey is on now, and those league. You're absolutely right about this, Yamo. Many or some players now coming from play in NHL back for that eliminate about this mission tap. So we welcome everyone. We'll wait a little bit longer, but to go with the bus yet, we'll go to wait a little bit more. Yeah, people. And we want to thank all the people with all the likes you did to us tonight. We appreciate that so far. So I thought at the game last night,
Yes,
I
sir.
will let you a little bit go around this, if you don't mind. What caught your attention last night during the 11 game? They have Florida, Tampa Bay, Colorado, Chicago, Rangers, Kings, Arizona, Calgary, Boston, Seattle, and Edmonton get a W last night. So you can pick anyone you want to talk about on Fun Plus. I'm going to give you the 3-star of the night and last happening last night. And then I'm going to review a bit more deeper Montreal Canadian.
Why don't we start with the Calgary and Vegas game, Coach? I found that very, very surprising. It was quite the blowout by Calgary. They really took it to Vegas, who I thought were on they were on a very good winning streak, and they were playing some very good hockey. So to lose, I mean, yes, there is a lot of urgency in Calgary's game in terms of trying to win and collect as many points as possible to get into that playoff spot. But to get blown out of the water 7-2, that's quite a feat. And you got to give it to Markstrom yesterday. I know we've criticized him all year long for his poor play, but yesterday he put in a good 60 minutes and kept them in there the entire time and never gave them a chance to get back into the game. And if you ask me today, Coach, who's the MVP if Calgary makes the playoffs? Who's the MVP on Calgary?
Tyler
Who's the
Toffoli.
first name that? Absolutely, absolutely, 100%. This guy has been consistent all year long. I think
28
he's
goal, I
almost
believe.
at. Yeah, he's almost. I was about to say he's almost at 30 goals, and there's still about 12, 13 games to play. Uh, but it doesn't matter if he's been on the first or on the second line. Regardless of his teammates, he goes out there, he does what he does, and that's score goals. And he's also put together some assists as well this year. In the past, he's only been a goal scorer, but this year he's been a little bit more consistent that way. So, um, at the end of the year, if Calgary makes it, that's one person that you want to thank profusely. The Montreal game, what's there to say, Coach? You saw last night that if the goaltending isn't there, you're not going to go very far. Many times we've said that both Allen and Montalbo have stolen points for us in the course of the year. Well, last night was not one of those nights. I think they both looked poor. You can't blame it completely on them, but they also weren't at the top of their game. The defense was very suspect. But again, Montreal did eventually. I mean, Kachuk came up with, I think he had 4 points in that game for Florida. Ekblad for Verhaeghe had two each. Barkov, I think, had two. So there was plenty of scoring to go around for Florida. That hasn't been their problem all year long. It's really been defense, and that showed up yesterday too. Here's a game where Montreal's not playing very well. It looked like they had no spirit, yet they scored 5 goals, and I think they had 3 goals on the first 4 shots, if I'm not mistaken. And that doesn't look good on the goaltending situation there with Bobrovsky as well. So those 2 games, in terms of huge surprises, was what stood out. The big game in terms of implications on the a wild card, Pittsburgh losing to the Rangers 4-2. Kreider, Trocheck, Zibanejad each had 2 points each to pace them to that victory. Some very good saves there as well in that game. I thought Crosby played a very good game. He had 2 points himself, but it was a little bit too little, too late for them. Again, Ottawa losing to Colorado by a margin of 5-4. As you said, they had a great opportunity to tie the game late in the third, but a fantastic save there that prevented that game from going into overtime. The surprise of the night, if we want to even call it that, again, Arizona at home does the job on Vancouver, defeats them 3-2. And it's creating a nice little race at the bottom of the standings now, because you got, I think it's Arizona, you've got Anaheim, you've got Chicago, Philadelphia, Montreal. They're all bunched in. Even Vancouver's at 63, Montreal's at 60, Arizona's at 63 now. Philadelphia is just behind us, I think, at 59. But Chicago and Anaheim now are up to 54 with a game in hand on Montreal. So this could get really interesting by the end of the year. We'll see where it goes. And probably the most interesting game for me was the Tampa Bay, New Jersey. Tampa Bay, again, when the chips are down and you think that maybe this is the year you can beat these guys. Again, another big victory over New Jersey. Stamkos with the 3 points. Vasilevsky, I thought, played an awesome game yesterday, stopping 32 of 35 shots. And for New Jersey, Timo Meier finally getting 2 goals yesterday, and he looked very good as well. But kudos to Tampa Bay, and kudos also to Edmonton, who helped pace the Oilers to it's hard to say, but an easy victory over Dallas by a margin of 4-1. And again, McDavid picking up a goal and an assist in that game. So he's closing in on his 60th goal. And I don't think he's ready to stop at 60 either.
Yeah, absolutely about that. Mr. That we have a few people knock the door. We welcome some of them. First of all, Chicago Bear fan 97 knocked the door, following by Luciano. We have
Welcome,
Alan
guys.
Barnes, Mr. Tap, knocked the door with us on the great night of the Friday, St. Patrick Day. We welcome. And then Rob G, we talk about a couple of information about the Islanders. And Melissa, like I said earlier, try to get, if we have anybody else. If we forgot one of you, we apologize. And thanks to be with the Hockey Nation show. And that's what happening last night. 11 game, MSN Tap. You know, I think for me, it's not like it's for me, but I think the game of Rangers, it was very important for them to get a little bit some kind of consistency. Pittsburgh came back in the game 2-2, and then the Rangers, finish the strong
Pulled
over
away.
there. The Colorado, the 5-4, but honestly, Colorado almost dominate all night against the Ottawa Senator. And unfortunately for me last night, it was really the Nashville Predator. This is another one. Chicago knocked them, another team, yesterday. And again, Nashville right now, that they need that W yesterday. Could take advantage of the another last one. You Winnipeg Jets, honestly, last night. But obviously did not do that. They only scored one goal. But it's a team is still fighting for the spot. Would be very hard about that. But Calgary back again in the race for the World Cup, Mr. Tap. A little bit not easy for them. But Calgary right now is about 4 point, no, 3 point behind Winnipeg with the same number of the game, and then Nashville is 4 point behind Winnipeg with only a 3 game in hand. So that imagine if they won yesterday, Mr. Tap, that would give them 2 point behind Winnipeg and 3 game in hands. This is really not good news for them, Mr. Tap.
No, and this weekend, if I'm not mistaken, they play each other, Winnipeg and Nashville. So this could knock Nashville right out of it.
That's right. The the star of the day, Mr. Tap, Tyler Zafoli, you just mentioned him earlier. 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 point. Kachuk with the Florida Panthers, 4 point against Montreal Canadiens with 1 goal, 3 assists. Stanko is back in the lineup, 2 goals, 1 assist for 3 point. Make it fun for the Devils for the second time. Beat the Devils. They're going to play again together this Saturday, Mr. Tap, for the third time this week. And the New York Rangers, Pittsburgh, face-to-face again Saturday. So another important, because Pittsburgh right now, Mr. Tap, you don't feel it, but they should looking about that. They are right now 3 point in front of Florida with the same number of the game, and the Islanders are 3 point in front of Florida with 2 game in hands. So that's something. But if you compare this, I was a little bit more worried about Pittsburgh because they're not looking good at the last 2 games. And without the goaltending situation, they are not great. I think Pittsburgh are a little bit on the trouble about this, that situation. Obviously, for the Buffalo Sabre, and the point they lost a couple of days ago that hurt them a little bit against the Washington Capitals when you lead 4-2. They could be right now a couple of points behind Pittsburgh and Islanders, so just behind the Florida Panthers. So I see a lot of hockey to come in the
Yeah,
next couple of weeks.
the
Tap,
interesting
so
the interesting thing, Coach, and we always talk about, doesn't matter how little the points seem, it's very hard to catch a team in front of you. And if you look at those 3 teams you talked about, Pittsburgh, the Islanders, and Florida, do you know what their records were over the last 10 games? They were identical, 6-3-1
for the all three,
for all 3.
yeah.
So it just shows you it's hard to make ground, even when it looks like it's only 2-3 points, And how many games do we have left? I think they have 14 games, maybe.
Some of them
Uh,
12, some of them 14.
yeah, yeah. So that's another stretch. We'll see how they perform down the line.
Yeah, absolutely about that. On the flip side, Calgary did not take advantage of the Winnipeg with 3-5-2, when Calgary is only 4-4-2.
Right.
So
And Buffalo.
that would be something you have to fill up, Mister. But we have Mr. Andy Koivula in the house, Mr. Tap. Welcome aboard,
Hey,
Andy.
welcome, Auntie. Welcome.
Let's go celebrate the Captain Kirk, Mr. Nortap, and the chat the party boss. He deserves it
Let's
with
do
a great
it.
record of
Yeah.
9-2. Congratulations, Mr. Captain Kirk. Well done, well said, well did, very well about this one. Mr. Tap, talk about the start of the week, the night. Maybe jump in with a game on 12 Canadian yesterday against the Florida Panthers. You talk about the very bad performance of the goaltenders. Montembeau can remove again after 3 goals at the beginning of the first period, and then he come back for did not give any goal. Um, Jake Allen, oof, was painful last night.
Didn't look good at all. No.
Was really bad
And
for
unfortunately,
bad goal from many ways. Everything like that, the bottom, the puck was bouncing everywhere, but he cannot protect the post. He was just disorganized. I don't know. I don't know. Do you feel like he was upset because he did not start the game?
no, I don't think it's that. I mean, on many occasions, I think St. Louis has made it publicly known that he is the number one goalie on the team. And so I don't think it's a matter of that. It's, if anything, it's maybe he didn't mentally prepare for this game, knowing that he wasn't starting, and that has a lot to do with it. Yeah, you always have to be ready to go in at all opportunities that present themselves, and I don't think he did a good job of that yesterday. And we keep in mind, like, this is, we've talked about goaltending situation in Montreal, Coach. This emphasizes for me that we do need a true number one. Like, Allen and Monty are solid, solid, solid number twos. Call them 1Bs if you want, but they're not 1As. And that's where we have to, that's an area that we have to address, whether it's through draft, whether it's through trade. But we have to have a true number one in net.
Yep, absolutely about that. Martin Saint talk about it was not an effort last night. Like he was not big. The problem, the effort. He said just the defensive zone coverage was just bad at the first period.
Horrible. Horrible.
He said, "Look, we can blame goaltender, but he said, look, it's not the team altogether just did not show up about that one over there." So that's remind me one problem. I feel like we talk about this not much, but I see this. It's a and I don't know why they are not ready to play hockey every game. Like if you think about this, last night they gave what 7 goals first period. Pittsburgh 2 goals the first 5 minutes. Colorado 6 goals, and he had to go. The first period was 4-1, if I can recall it. You go to me like if I can go every many game like that, the preparation of the game is not there, and I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, if someone can prepare the team, I think it's Martin Saint Louis. But this is a problem for me, a major problem, because every time you catch up the score, the scoreboard, it's very hard in a hockey play and as a team together. So for me, they have something there. They need to fix this. Again, I don't know from I'm not inside of the teams what's going on there, but I think the preparation is one of the major problem they have to fix next year for sure. And they still have 13 game. I understand the roster is not great, but again, I think they need to figure out that because the preparation of the game has not been one of the best for them since the beginning of the season for the Montreal Canadiens ENORTAP. So that's the one
Yeah.
point. Jonathan Drouin
Do you,
missed the meeting this morning. Mr. Tap, for we did not know the reason, or at least I did not get the reason why he missed the meeting. He just did not pop up. He did not show up. So I don't know if he fell asleep or whatever happening. Uh, you know, because Martin Louis have a rules, he's going to be set down or sit out for the game. Thursday, Saturday night again at Tampa Bay Lightning. So he did not practice. He have another rules for the Montreal Canadiens. If you miss the meeting, um, make the practice too. So
absolutely.
um,
I agree with that.
and usually it's strange because you supposed to take the bus to go to practice, right? It's not like you walk, you walk and you go to practice. So we're going to hear a little bit more. I did not know anything else. Unfortunately, with my time zone here, it's not easy to follow all the news at the last minute. I did not watching the press conference Martin Saint Louis today. But again, when you have no contract, this is unfortunately this should be the end of Jonathan Drouin with Montreal Canadiens. This is another one over the what already about him. I think that will be the end for that situation. About that, whatever, I would be I would like to hear from him, Jonathan Drouin. See, we said, yeah, no excuse. This is I'm full responsible about that. I understand the situation with the Martin Saint Louis put me out of the lineup, but again, that's another very not good for Jonathan Drouin. Zuski fined 2,500 Misanta after his cross-checking at the end of the game and from the bench of the Florida Panthers. It was not major, but he got a 5-minute for cross-checking and a game misconduct. He got fined for 2,500, so no suspension. So he continues to have his streak and in NHL. He have play over 300 games since he's joined the Montreal Canadiens, never missed any game. And then finally, Cooley injury again. This is a bit a concern. Today did not practice, was a treatment day off for him. But I think Zev Lacab, someone said it yesterday, a prone injury. But interesting because I don't know. Last year at the Memorial Cup, he got hurt with the shoulder. It was maybe an accumulation of everything during the season. He played through this during the Memorial Cup. Then he got sit down by the Montreal Canadiens, did not participate to the rookie camp, the main camp. And no, I'm sorry, he did not participate at the development camp, at the rookie camp, and then he popped up only at the main camp for his
Practice.
shoulder. Then this year, after 39 game or something like that, he got hurt with the knee. One Barkov, December 29. Barkov, fall on him. And they missed all those game, and then come back, and then he got hurt with an injury at the shoulder. Then he missed 2 game, I believe, or maybe 1 game. He come back yesterday, and then again, another problem. Looked like it was the knee yesterday after Colin White hit him. I don't know what you feel about that. Is it again another way what Montreal let the player come back too early, or you have something there? We don't know what's going on there, but now um, maybe it's not major.
Well,
But again, it's a
yeah,
13 game to go. I don't know. The
yeah,
risk is very important for him to play.
I think that's exactly it right there. I think you hit the nail on the last point you made, and I to me, I don't understand why they're playing him. He came back from a fairly serious injury. It took a while for him to get back to 100%. I understand that every player wants to play, and I know that Gouli expressed that desire to be back in the lineup to finish off the season. But I think you, as the management, have to think beyond the right now, and you know what you got in Gouli. Why would you put him out there to risk any further types of injuries for the rest of this year? I say you shut down the season for him, continue to get healthy, and come back stronger next year.
Yep. Um, I think at that moment, I think I would not take any risks. It's not worth it. I don't think so. It'll be
Yeah,
worth it for that one. So, well, we have during the game yesterday. I will give you some stat, guys. They have 10 goals the first period. This is the third time it's happening in NHL history. 10 goals first period, 7 goals missing a tap in the first 10 minutes of the game. They did this in 9 minutes 29 seconds. There was a sixth time happening during any game in NHL history. And ninth front scorer missing a tap out of 10 goals yesterday happening, and there
yeah,
was the fifth time in the NHL history this for nine different scorers. So, couple of history, many players, many coaches were wild game. And from the bench, from behind the bench, it was like not understand what's going on, and that was really a really interesting, funny game to watch. Entertaining at the beginning. At some point, I had no time to update anything, because you have so many games, so many games. Mr. Shongan is in the house, Mr. Nata. Welcome back, Mr. Shongan. Thanks to be with the Hockey Nation. So some kind of
welcome.
conversation in the chat, Mr. Nata, between some people. So hopefully you guys, you consider that the referee did not apologize last night at the AB game for Gary Cournoyer. It's time for the AB to use preparation H. Give us some goal. It's very good. Try to get if Saint-Louis n'a pas dit qu'il ne joue pas demain. Yann said Cournoyer so that I have Yeah, Jonathan could sit out Saturday game after missing a team meeting, so he could sit out about this scholarship. Said we called the situation a non-negotiable and also said the Roy was not allowed to practice with the team on Friday. The Canadian night day on set up at 7 o'clock. So that's what we got
Good for
about that
him.
one there. Uh,
Yeah, he's definitely one that sees the writing on the wall at this stage.
yeah,
If
so he was
if
not
you're going to
confirmed
set
by
an
Saint Louis,
example,
but he cannot practice.
yeah, exactly. If
So
you're going to
that's
set an
happening.
example, this is the proper time and person to do it with.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that one over there. So that's happened, Mr. We're going to consider with a couple of news around the league. The Buffalo Sabres finally signed the goaltender, Devon Levi,
Levi.
for an entry-level contract. We now have an amazing, great career with the Northeastern. I'll just give you this. I have this for you, Mr. Tap. Played 34 games this year, 17, 12, and 5 at save percentage 933, 2.24. And he have an amazing, great career in the NCAA and 66 games on top, 1.90 goal again average, the save percentage on 942. Just give you an idea how he was. And he won the Mike Richter Award awarded annual to the top goaltender Division One Men Ice last season, and he's still a finalist for this year as well. He was straight from the with again Sam Renard from the Toronto from the Florida Panthers. Again with the Sabres, we know Levi was a draft 7 round a couple of years ago, Mr. ENORTAP. So that's what we had about him. Pierre Martin knocked the door. Welcome back. And then we have Paul Dufay
Welcome,
is in
Pierre.
the house. The fun, I would say, on the end.
Welcome.
About this until the end of the show. That'd be great at the end of the season for the Montreal Canadiens. Ian, here we go. Yeah, people talk each other in French. That's awesome. Don't forget, get to the like. Arizona signed the sound Josh Down of the for an entry-level contract. He was a 37 overall pick. And he's going to join the team. He's going to start to play in the American Hockey League. Mr. Top, they're great. Toronto sit down tonight, Mr. Hall, for
Yeah,
healthy scratch tonight. So healthy scratch for him. And
interesting.
Detroit going to welcome for the first game in the NHL. The sixth overall pick, I believe he was six. Simon Edvinson, the giant
Edmondson.
defenseman, 6'6", play all year long with the American Hockey League and the Grand Rapids, the Griffins. So that's what we got, Mr. Natap, about all the news we get here. Do you have something else, Mr. Natap? Maybe I have something for you. 36, so I can't give you a bit, Mr. Natap. We talk about this. The five players have an amazing, great run. Said they got trade at the trade deadline. Check run at 4 points. Maybe not only the 4 point, but he play over 23 minutes average per game. And on top, he brings some kind of solidarity, the balance, solidarity, and consistency between the defensemen with Sanderson, Shabbat
Yeah,
now out of the lineup. So to have a check run that helping them, but unfortunately Ottawa have a really difficult schedule. And after they got a bad week, back week, and the West Canadian, they are right now 1-5 in the last 6 games for Ottawa Center, almost eliminate in the race, in my opinion, about that. Vegas, yes, he lost yesterday against Calgary, but I don't know. I don't think you can blame Quick yesterday because the defensive of the Vegas was not there yesterday as a team together. Great, hot start with the Vegas 4-0-0, Mr. Tap.
yeah.
His 4
They
game
look
until yesterday.
they look like
Great
they were
stuff for him.
skating in quicksand.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
was amazing.
Washington, Ramis Sandin, 9 points on top already for the in 6 game with the Washington Capitals. Another great for him. The
Hmm.
Vancouver Canucks, we know the success last yesterday, but they was 5-1 now in the last 6 games. Beauvilliers on top, 16 point and 18 game. This is really interesting. He finally found a way to get some kind of productivity offensive. He did not get with the Islanders. Play better on the first top 6 with them. Finally, Vrana got traded for a 7 round
Yeah,
pick in 2023 for a goal during his first 8 game, I believe, or 6 game with the St. Louis Blues. Vrana, we know, is when he is healthy and he's focusing only on hockey and anything else. he have the possibility to become a good 25 goal per year, and this could be a good chance for the long term for the Blues. I think it was great for that part over there.
Indeed, yeah.
After we got a couple of people in the chat, quick is on the Vengeance Tour. You're absolute about this. All the way, missed yesterday because coach is a bad influence on me. Stay out, wait too late. Yeah, I can about that one over there for sure. I agree with you. John Carlson, so Sandin can play on power play would get point for what Yamo said. That's a great boy. Gary said Matthew
Points he
Perrault
wasn't
said the
getting in
Ab
Toronto.
missed. They were rack misses. I've been injured. No brother like love there. Perrault did not look like help. They were rack misses up last year about this. So we have a couple of people there. Take some of everybody to don't forget to click on the like. So we conclude this, Mr. Tab. I think we did our own. Anything you want to add before we move on?
No, those are some interesting point totals there for some of those players that got traded, and interesting indeed. You didn't have Tarasenko up there. I think
Yeah, it was
Tarasenko
number
is doing
6, but
fairly
cut
well.
at 5.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because he's doing fairly well.
yeah. I thought about this, but not on the memorial. Not no. It's just 5. Just 5.
Okay, five
We
is
have
the
5
limit.
days
I
per
get it.
week, right? So Monday to Friday we do the show. So I don't want to go complicate everything, Mr. Tap. It will be a little bit difficult. But it's time for the
Sounds good
Danny
to me.
contingent, Mr. Tap. Yes, the gel is back, Mr. Tap. We have another one. Very quiet gel side, this Mr. Tap. Usually we have a, when I said that, it's because usually we have 2-3 people go together, but no, we have only one person today again. But this time, Mr. Top is John Mickelson, Mr. John M. Now he's going to be on the jet for the weekend. Oof, not good, but sorry.
Not good.
Are you ready for this? It's time to lock him out
Do
Mr. Top. Here we go. Here we go. Mr.
Sorry,
John
John.
M is out for the weekend. So no curfew for him, honestly. You have nothing to do about that. Congratulations, John. I'm sure you'll be back Monday stronger and better. You have it all 3 days to study your game for next week, Mr. John. So I'm sure you will be fine. Bennington suspended 2 games. Did you miss it? No, we talked about this yesterday, Yamo. At least I did it. I don't
Yes.
know. It was at the show last night,
It
right?
was a lot of fun. Yes,
Yeah, we did
we
about this.
talked about it on the warm up. Yeah.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah, about that, Mr. Yamo. You maybe not listen what I said. That's maybe the problem about that, but it's okay. Don't worry about that. It's all
It's
good.
okay, Yarmo. We got your back.
Oh yeah. But it's always remember because you never know. Here we go. Ryan Cook, Captain Cook. I left you a hockey magazine, John. So that's a good one. 4 games on the program, Mr. Tap tonight. Let's start with the Buffalo Sabres against the Flyers. That would be the first game we can talk about.
Sure. It looks like it's Anderson, and Hart is confirmed the starter for Philadelphia. The Flyers, they're coming into this game on a 4-game losing streak. Most recently, they lost 5-3 to the Vegas Golden Knights on Tuesday night. They're sitting in 7th place right now in the Metro. And, the Flyers are already looking forward to next year. With the worst offense in the league, at only 172 goals all year long, they're looking, to make some significant changes, I think, this offseason, and hopefully get a good draft pick as well out of this and see where that takes them. They're taking on a desperate Buffalo team right now who, only seem to hurt their own cause with the lack of experience and the defense, which is always on a inconsistent performance from game to game. But they still have, a path to try to get to that wild card game, albeit very difficult to do. The Sabres, they come strolling into Philly after a 5-4 shootout loss at the hands of the Capitals. Again, a game they were winning 4-2 and couldn't finish it, and then eventually ended up losing in the shootout. They're fifth right now in the Atlantic, and they're battling for every point as they are still, like I said, on the cusp of a wild card spot. The Sabres are in this position, I think, primarily because of their lack of defensive consistency, and goaltending to a lesser degree, but that plays into it as well. I like the Sabres in this game, but I think Philadelphia might keep it close. I'm going to go with the Buffalo Sabres to win by a margin of 4-3.
4-3 Santa, 5-2 for me. By the way, did you see the goal yesterday? Colorado against the Ottawa won the goaltender for Ottawa. Zogat thought it was a whistle, and Colorado just pushed the puck in the net, and you have no whistle.
No, I didn't see that. I
Yeah,
missed it.
so really surprisingly, he
Okay.
surprised her. The referee never whistled, and then Zogat he thought it was whistle, so he just let the puck there, and then Colorado just pushed the puck in the net. So another
Wow. Okay.
wild night, really wild night, Mr. Top last night.
Yeah, there's always something interesting every night happening somewhere. And now we come to the tough one, right, Coach? Carolina, Toronto, the Hurricane, and the Leafs, they face off in what could be a fascinating matchup between these two. But last time I said that between Colorado and Toronto, we got quite a dud of a game. Toronto has dropped two straight games at home, and they should be motivated to get back on track against yes, a talented Carolina team, but they've been struggling as of late as well. Uh, Big part of that reason is they've lost now Svechnikov, who tore his ACL, and of course is going to miss the remainder of the season and playoffs, of course. But he was a significant blow to them, uh, and you take him out of the lineup with Pacioretty as well, and all of a sudden your scoring production, unless you get a couple players stepping up, is going to be minimized, of course. The Hurricane, they've been, a strong and deep team all season long, but it looks like the injuries are starting to slowly catch up to them. Um, they even had a couple games where they were shut out back to back, and only had one goal in their previous three games as well. This I don't know what version of Carolina or what version of Toronto we're going to get. It looks like it's Anderson starting for Carolina. Samsonov is confirmed, but I struggled with this one. I think it might be an overtime game. I really can't see Toronto losing three straight at home, so I'm going to go with the Leafs to win this one by a score of 4-3.
Great pick, Mr. Tap. We all are the same score, Mr. Tap. Little bit
Okay.
of something like that. And Samson off 4-0 against the Hurricane. And
Yeah.
I'm still not sure without Chevnikov on the road how the Hurricane are going to contribute or distribute the goal, the offensive side. On the flip side, Toronto, you know how mad I was the performance against Colorado.
Yeah.
I think they need to step up tonight against Carolina. This is a challenge for them. That's what my only
Of
upset for me
course.
against Toronto last game. It's a big team, Colorado. Carolina Hurricane is a big team. You should show up. Understand the game does not have too much value for them, but you have to use your tempo of the season to be ready if ever you play against them at the playoff. I don't know. That's my feeling about that. So, very important game for them.
Great. Okay. Well, we'll see if they answer the bell tonight, Coach. That's the key message.
This is the game
St.
for
Louis
nothing.
for nothing is
Not
right.
really, because
St.
Washington is
Louis.
compete, right? They cannot lose this game tonight.
No,
If you want to stay in the race,
no,
Mr. Tap, um, they need to that W tonight.
no. I don't. Yeah, I agree with that, but I just don't see it necessarily being the case that they're going to make a
Oh
run
yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
it.
But they're still in the race,
Yes.
right? They have only a couple of points
Yeah,
behind,
they are.
5 points behind the
Yeah.
Islanders.
Math-
So
they're mathematically still there. It looks like it's With Bennington's suspension, it looks like it's Hoffer tonight, going up against Kumper. The game is in Washington. Believe it or not, these are two very recent Stanley Cup champions, and now they find themselves on the outside looking in, not even in a playoff position. Um, and they're going to have to make a number of changes in the offseason to even get back into that type of form that they've been in so many years and have been quite dominant over it. Over the past 3 games, the Capitals have scored 13 total goals, while St. Louis also has scored 13 goals in the same game span. The Blues will also be without Bennington, as I mentioned, because he's been suspended for 2 games. And, with Hoffer and net, I don't really know what to expect. He's had a couple good starts, but he's also had a couple of rough ones there. I think I'm going to stick with the safer bet, and that's Washington at home, who are a little bit more desperate for the points than St. Louis is. So I'll take Washington by a score of 4-2.
4-2, Mr. Tap. I go with 5-3, Mr. Tap.
5-3. Okay.
Yeah.
Higher scoring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Backup goalies, sure. And that takes us to the match of the night. Do you want to pick first, or should I?
This one is on top. The Anam Duck cannot lose this game.
Well, let's hope they win, because they'll put them a little bit closer to Montreal. This is their one game in hand that they have on Montreal, I believe. It looks like it's. Are you ready for this? Hutchinson, yes, Mr. Hutchinson makes a return for Columbus, and Dostal starting for Anaheim tonight. The game is in Anaheim. They're meeting. I believe this is the second time this season after Anaheim won the first game by a score of 5-3. The Blue Jackets are playing their second game in as many nights, and this is their third game in 4 nights. They lost yesterday in LA, and that wasn't an easy game to swallow. The only reason that they came close was the fact that they're
super chat. Mr. Tap, we got a super chat. Here we go.
Okay.
Chop, reverse. Thank you. Super chat, Mr. Tap, for real deal. Very nice from you, Mr. Deal, to do that on the Hockey Nation Show, Mr. Tap. Sorry to cut you in the middle of your really interesting knowledge, information about the Ducks, Mr. Tap.
No, just mentioning that they've been playing a little bit better hockey as of late, but really both teams are way off of any kind of playoff spot. They're really fighting for positioning for the lottery. Neither team has been any good at scoring this year, but they also haven't been able to keep the puck out of their own net. Hutchinson's expected to start, as I mentioned, for Columbus, and I don't know. I really don't see him as an NHL level goalie, so that could be a rough night for him. Anaheim has given up its fair share of goals over the last month as well, so this could be a high scoring game. I didn't necessarily go with that in terms of the score, but it is something that I should have probably considered. I think it'll be close, which is not necessarily, saying much when you got 2 bad teams. But I think the Ducks will find a way to win this one by a score of 3-2.
Which one?
The Ducks, Anaheim, 3-2.
3-2, Mr. Tap. All right. I go with Anaheim earlier, Mr. Tap, but 5-4.
Yeah, I think you're more on track. I don't like the goaltending matchup here, so it'll probably be a more high-scoring game than what I
And by the
predicted.
way,
But
Mr. Top, Anam Ducks could get 4 points. 2 points tonight against Columbus, and they play Vancouver Saturday night.
that's right.
And Vancouver is going to be on the back-to-back game.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, let's hope.
I'm
Let's
sorry,
hope.
Sunday. They play Sunday against Vancouver. So Vancouver play tomorrow night, and then after that they're going to play again the Sunday against the Anam Ducks. So possible they get 2 points there, possible 4 that are helping the Montreal Canadiens at some level. Columbus won with no reasoning whatsoever. Could tonight be like the Islanders game for the Jacket? Get blown out by the King and come back to blow out the Ducks? Could happen there. To see later, the dance move, a terrible effort from Pierre Martin about that one over there.
Oh, Pierre. I was giving some
That's all right.
boxing
Don't worry
moves.
about that. That's what we got here. So that's what we got around the setup. It's a little bit earlier, but we'll go to finishing with this one. What pay your attention during the for the next during the weekend, possible or tonight? What depends how you want to see this, Mr. Tap. Here we
Well,
go.
yeah. I mean, the weekend's going to bring us some very interesting games. We mentioned it earlier on Saturday. There's the big game between Winnipeg and Nashville. Those are the two teams that are really fighting for that playoff spot. Interesting game also with Boston and Minnesota. Minnesota's been doing very, very well as of late. Boston, a bit of a slider of sorts, but I wouldn't be worried at all with Boston. I think they're very, very complete, but this should make for a very close checking game, probably a low scoring game. Um, New Jersey and Florida should be a doozy. Florida needs those points. New Jersey needs the points because I think they see a path to win the division now, especially with Carolina suffering a little bit as of late. So that could be it. And of course, we got another rematch: Pittsburgh and the Rangers, which could have huge implications on that last playoff spot. But perhaps the most interesting game will be the one for the lottery. We got the Chicago Blackhawks and the Arizona Coyotes going at it in the Mullet Arena. So
Yeah, I
it
will
seems to
add the
be a
game
place.
Edmonton Seattle Kraken, Mr. Tap.
Yeah, those two are going all over the map. I think.
Yeah, absolutely right
I
about it.
I,
Not
I
many.
still
Go ahead.
yeah. Go ahead. No, finish off.
Well, I would say, yeah, not many, big game Sunday. Only the Devil play the Lightning Sunday, Mr. Tap. So that's the only game we have Sunday for the Devils, and they're going to play Montreal Monday for the Devils. So really interesting weekend for the Devils. But that's Saturday, Sunday, they play the Devils, so back-to-back game for them. So, and they play
Yeah.
next week again in Montreal. So I just want to mention that. So for the Tampa Bay Lightning. So would be a great weekend to do that. Checking this, we'll be back tomorrow night for the Montreal Canadiens. Of course, the Ab Brunch your Sunday rendezvous. There'll be another show to watch about this, Mr. Tap. So what a great week overall. We're going to be return together Monday at 6 o'clock p.m. And we're going to have other shows on the weekend for sure. Follow everything going on the website or the YouTube channel. Until then, Mr. Tap, anything you want to add more of what you already said during the great evening, St. Patrick evening? Are you going to the parade tonight, or what is your plan?
Yeah, we do have to head out, but it's for a family function. Hopefully, I can be back by 9 o'clock to join you, Coach, tonight. We'll see.
All right.
I'll let you know.
Sound good. Until then, my friend, we wish you an amazing, great evening, everybody. But we want to remind you, each one of you, you are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. You have greatness inside of you, Mr. Tap. 9 o'clock tonight is going to be, is it over yet for Martin Saint-Louis? He started right now, so is it over yet? Let me see. But it's going to be a lot of Q&A, Mr. Tap, tonight. We're going to go flying just for 60 minutes only, and then we're going to be back Sunday night. The show Sunday night, very interesting. We have a round table more Sunday night, so we look forward to see each one of you. And until then, my friend, we wish you an amazing, great weekend, everybody. But be well, be healthy. Find a way not to dominate your day, but find a way to dominate the first half of what, Mr. Tap?
What else? You're 2023.
You're absolutely right, Mr. Alta. We want to thank all the moderators in the chat already. By the way, we want to speed recovery to Richard Modern, Roger Delaney, and then, of course, for Jose Duarte is going to be on the surgery next week. All three are great for the support of the channel. So I just want to mention
all the best to them all.
Prayer and thought about each one of them. And the people in the chat tonight, we want to thank all the one of you guys who we missed a couple of people, but we have a really good people in the chat. And of course, we want to thank the super chat, a real deal. And that's all, my friend. We wish you an amazing, great rest of your evening, everybody. And thanks so much, Mr. Natap, for the tour. And I can't wait to see you next week, Mr. Natap.
Good night, Coach. Good night, Hockey Nation.